So again, I just wanted to talk about money and mindset, and I wanted to talk about things that not that many people out there right now are discussing online or really can try to clarify as such. So really, I'm just trying to address an issue or an area, a subject where not many people talk about. People don't like talking about money. It's probably why a lot of people have money, and I've certainly had problems over my lifetime. And following on from the first video that I made, there's quite a lot of response and people were interested in the subject. So I thought, okay, let's make another video and let's go a little bit deeper into this subject. So I'm just going to read 3 little statements and I want you to finish them off. So the first one is, money doesn't grow on. The second statement is, money is the root of all. And the third statement, it's rich people are. So I'll just give you a little second to think about that. Yeah, so the first statement is a common stereotype. People say money doesn't grow on trees. And the second one, money is the root of all evil. And the third one, rich people are, you might just say evil or bad or something. So I know the second one, money is the root of all evil. That's a statement that I've said for sure in the past. I don't know if you said it or not, but I've heard people say it, and I've certainly said it myself. Although now, after a certain amount of time, I've realized that that's not the case. Money essentially is a means of exchange, and it's what you do with that money that counts. So I'll give you an example. All the time I hear about some sort of disaster, earthquake, tragedy, wars, famine, people dying, and as a human we want to help people, so we want to give in charity. So if you're just earning a couple £100 a week or so, the most you might give is like £5-10. Now and again you might be able to give 100 or a little bit more, but essentially you're not going to be able to give that much away in charity, are you? Now imagine if you had a business, or if you had multiple flow of income. Now multiple flows of income would be beneficial for you, because the chances are that you'd have more disposable income to use. Now imagine if you could actually fund 100 wells in 1 year. Now charities normally charge roughly about £1,000 to create one well somewhere in a country which needs it. So imagine you were able to put together your money and create 100 wells. That's like £100,000 in that year. Imagine you had the money to do that. How many people's lives would you actually impact? How many people's thirst would you actually quench? And think about the spiritual and religious reward that you'd get from doing something like that. And that would be part of your legacy. Now you couldn't do that if you were only earning a small amount of money and you only had maybe one or no flows of income. Now I'll give you another example of money mindset, a personal example. I was once coming back from somewhere abroad, and one of my friends came and picked me up from the airport, and on the way home we were having a chat, and basically we were talking about employment and stuff. At the time I was unemployed, and my friend, he recommended that I get a job, and what he was saying was, if you earn £200-400 a week, that's enough, that's great. If you live with your family, you're not paying bills, you're just maybe paying your own bill, like your phone bill or something, or your internet bill, and you might go out with your friends now and again in the restaurant, and the rest of the money you might be putting away or just spending on yourself. So earning a few £100 a week is great for you. Now I just said yeah, and I didn't really reply to what he was saying, but later on when I got home, I started to think about what he was saying, and this idea of earning that type of money, couple £100 a week or £200-300, how's that going to help you? So for example, what happens if all of a sudden you're not living with your family no more and you're on your own? Your life gets turned upside down for some reason or other. Yeah? Imagine now that you're living alone in an apartment or a flat. You have to pay your bills, you have to pay gas, electric, you have to pay the local taxes or the council tax, all these different bills. All of a sudden that 200, 300, 400 pound that you thought was giving you a good flow of income and it was nice and everything was fine, all of a sudden you're in trouble, because after you've paid all the bills and after you've covered the expenses and the rents and so on, you find that you're not left with much income. And what you're going to save, what you're going to spend, what you're going to invest. So this type of mentality and mindset is causing a lot of people to get into trouble when it comes to financial and economic stability. So thinking about and reflecting on this story of mine, I wanted to try and talk about this and actually, engage people and see what people think about money mindset. So, for example, a lot of people think that just consistently saving, banking your money and never spending it, never investing it is going to be beneficial for them. But, for example, if you had 10k 10 years ago, today that 10k would maybe be worth maybe 9k or something like that. Why? In terms of spending power, because of inflation. Now, a couple of weeks ago, here in the UK, there was some news that the inflation levels had risen. Now, I went to my local chippy the other week and I saw that certain foods had gone up in price. And if you go to your local supermarkets, you'll find that your weekly shop and your groceries that you're buying, they're getting more and more expensive, yet wages are not going up. So you see the problem that inflation can cause. So my opinion is that yes, you should have something saved up that could help you in an emergency, for example, and something else on the side, and then the other money you can use to actually invest in something once you've got up to a certain level, which will allow you to actually get a decent amount of returns. Now, I think some of the best kind of investments are, of course, real estate, because it's tangible, maybe something like gold because it generally holds its value and it has done throughout history. Again, it's tangible. And of course, you could reinvest in yourself, in your own company. You can spend money on marketing, advertising, trying to acquire new clients and get more clientele and build your business. So these are some of the things that you could potentially invest in with the money that you have. And you can use your money to do a lot of good things. You can make lots of money and give lots of money away to charity to help special causes, for example, orphans or people living in poverty or where there's eddies of famine or droughts. What you really need is multiple flows of income. You need to start to plant your pylons, right? So what are pylons? Pylons is where you get electricity that's delivered to your home. So when you put your computer on, when you charge your phone, you've got electricity. Now, let's just say there's a house on a hill on a central point and you start to plant these pylons around it. Electricity is going to come to that house in multiple floors, and more electricity is going to allow those people that live there to do more things. Now, similarly, this metaphorical example shows you that when you start to plant your pylons and you start to get these drips coming in, these drips of income, it's going to allow you and give you more maneuverability, space, time, location, freedom to do the things that you want to do. And that's why it's important to start thinking about multiple flows of income, not just I've got one job or something like that. No, you've got one job, you create a side hustle. Now you plant one pylon, what might that be? For example, you've got a product or a service that you just developed, so you need to start increasing the sales and the frequency of sales to be able to start to get the relevant flows of income that you need. So I hope what I'm saying makes sense. If it does, like, comment, share, let me hear your opinions. Is this something that people have been talking about? What do you think about it? What's your opinion? You've heard my opinion, let me hear yours. So you can subscribe to my YouTube channel where I've got loads of similar types of videos and other videos that you can check out.